Hello and welcome everyone to I Love You, Colonel Sanders, episode 4. Today I'm joined by Maddie
Hi.
and Isabel.
Hello.
So, let's get right into this. And we're back. So now we have the choice of, and I just heard an echo right there. Now we have the choice of either flattering him or taking him down a peg. I say we try and flatter him.
Flatter him.
Kind of like
Flatter.
how I've been trying to flatter KFC this entire time, and Maddie keeps throwing out rat poison as the secret ingredients.
I have very good taste buds.
It's not rat poison! You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with a right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner, could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, $999,999 per day, waits for no one. You get home and find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you.
Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you.
It's okay. I was just...
But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam.
This is a story about me, Miriam. Could you back off of my light here? Stop interrupting my lines? It's not in the script. Stick to the script. Sure, but...
You will not believe what happened to me at school yesterday. I went on a date.
Huh. I don't know how you could afford a date when the Academy for Learning costs $999,999 a day.
Pocket change.
I don't know why. I don't know why. That was so funny to me. Oh, that's
I
amazing.
used my stripper.
I think I can believe that.
Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he's asked me to go out with him. Of course I will. You'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. Wish I could say the same. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy.
That's not the only thing you're gonna get to know about Clank.
Little android babies. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control.
How did Clank go skydiving?
Exactly.
Where
Oh,
would they
no.
even strap the parachute?
How would it be released?
Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker. My thoughts exactly, narrator. My thoughts exactly.
And now I'm not really sure where we stand.
You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. What, like a grizzly? And I went on a date too. Back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him.
You what?
His bed was quite soft.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Hmm.
Yes.
Aw.
Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp the fact.
Oh, poor Pop.
Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. I need a menthols.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles as a dog and a treat.
Oh my god, no.
Oh my goodness. You can get your swirly dipped too.
Wow, you had some trouble reading that.
Yes, my brain couldn't comprehend English for a bit.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Rather than 3'4". Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school?
Yeah, well, maybe if you didn't take as many steroids, you might not be.
You gotta make a living somehow.
There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
You bitch. Oh, sorry. I didn't finish it. You've got some nerve, Justin, suggesting that I pick on a defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain.
Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well give up.
Well, you might as well give up on lifting weights with all the roids you take. The roids give you more muscle than the weights do. I'll never give up. Ever! Ow! Colonel Sanders arrived. Just as it appears things are close to boiling over, a naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Justin, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon.
Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard.
Well,
Oh, I hate it.
maybe you just shouldn't keep them as long. There's a reason that you normally don't have long nails as a cook. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing by complimenting her?
Ew.
But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce?
It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Justin. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself.
Oh, you're making him mad.
I didn't pick that choice.
Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk to class, Colonel.
I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods.
No.
No.
See you inside, Justin.
Oh.
Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered from yesterday and start flipping through the pages.
Whoa, that's the book? It looks like bad news.
It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff.
A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic spell book if it weren't really powerful?
I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page covered with warning, cast only in case of extreme emergency. it says around the edges of the page.
Oh, because that's the one to use.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Didn't the guy said not to use the book?
Mm-hmm.
I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam.
No. That is way drastic. Can you do something else? Like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger.
Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Oh no!
Uh-oh. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out.
Don't
do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it!
No.
Don't do it!
No.
Why? No!
No.
All that work would be
Justin.
for nothing!
All those chicken jokes.
Take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement.
I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of.
His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give him as a snack.
No.
Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens.
Wait.
I'd wait.
Yeah.
That might have
Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs out to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside.
Oh my god.
Terrence! I told you never to come back here! Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence!
Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence?
You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again!
After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but another squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone.
I apologize for the outburst. Ugh. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Justin, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see...
But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted, and whirs and sparks come flying from the back of the room.
They're not making love. I told you to save it for after class.
Bzz, bzz.
You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane, strapped to a stranger?
Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises.
But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. J&J forever! Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know?
Bzz, bzz.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date.
Beep.
Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain, or off a cliff for all I care.
Beep.
Oh, poor Clank.
Aw.
Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks.
Oh,
Bzz.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
no amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank.
Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's entirely it's not entirely clear where it came from.
What?
In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Oh, deep-friend footwear. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend they didn't see that entire thing go down.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I forgot what happened. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school.
Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't get distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showed you. So, I can't speak English. Showdown challenge exam.
Trademarked.
I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena.
What, are we becoming food gladiators now?
This episode of
Chopped. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk.
Miriam.
Hey, Miriam, are you okay?
Okay, I'm so mad I can smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone?
Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, and you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs as she hesitates to embrace the fiending all the way.
You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion right off into the sunset without me.
Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us, and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes her tears from her cheeks.
I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup.
And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up.
Rat poison soup.
While you were
Oh, no.
pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you just had a better idea of how to spend time before your exam.
Hiding the rat poison.
You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. Sounds like we're summoning the Triforce. And a chance to beat the pants off Von Von and supposed Von Von, the supposed Mon Mon, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through the quick test of the recipe you've been working on, Justin's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven, but as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders.
The petals.
Justin, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success, and I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the timer goes off behind you.
Fess.
Yeah, we should probably
fess
fess
it.
up, seeing as otherwise we're gonna burn it.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards, just like a Rottweiler. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You know it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie, with an all-butter crust.
What the heck?
And my nose
my
is telling me
goodness.
something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha. No. I can smell that it was made with a heaping of TLC.
Oof.
Oh, I
But
know
it'll
what that
probably
is.
start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. The best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking. And I could eat this all day. Country cooking.
Wait.
Down on the farm, we do the country cooking. Get in the
Bill-
crack pot there. Chop up them onions. Don't cry. We cut them tear glands out, so you don't. Don't forget to wash your hands. Tomatoes fresh picked from the garden. Ants still crawling on them.
What's TLC?
Tender, loving care.
What?
There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules! That is, except to cook with everything you've got. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Isabel, do you want to reread that?
Oh, it's okay. I didn't even notice. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got.
You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. What, is this like Chopped? Iron Chef America? Great British Bake Off? I don't know. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll put you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Von and Ashley are preparing wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Yeah, like
Goodness.
Von's over-the-top use of steroids.
You know you love
Like
that.
in his need to have his hair in the shape of a star.
Also, I just realized, is he only wearing the apron and a jacket?
Yeah.
I think so.
Closure for the week.
We don't is that poor.
That's a week.
And that's an oversized belt, too.
Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely preparing to go big, going small. Kind of like Ant-Man.
Tiny but mighty.
Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, fried chicken.
Copyrighted fried chicken.
The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Kind of like a Shokugeki no Soma.
Let's just hope it doesn't turn out like the squid and peanut butter.
Yeah? Colonel Sanders batters his chicken and as it levitates through the air.
Why?
Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into a itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster! Oh,
Faster Blaster!
it's Baster. Von flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin.
Oh,
Let's rock and roll.
See,
Can't those
even
be
he admitted that
poisonous
he
as
used
well?
roids. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed.
shallow personality spatula. Oh my goodness.
She's got a shallow personality, but a very deep bust. Even Clank gets in on it.
5 digital pressure point chicken cooking technique.
Oh, hey, I
That's
think
the
we can
first time
finally...
he's spoken English.
Yeah. Either that or we can finally understand him. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English?
It's the singularity, as was foretold.
We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all.
Self-destruct.
Von Von quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you
That's just
frantically
cheating.
prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate to not see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's most certainly evil magic?
No.
No.
Do it the
Aw.
hard way.
I wanted to see what happened.
We're going in hard.
Ooh.
Who needs magic when you've got passion and a burning love?
Oh my goodness. Wait. Her knife has a chain with a heart on it.
Yeah,
I saw.
you didn't notice that? I'm going to do
No.
it the hard way. But that's just a theory. Again! Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room.
Ooh.
Bling. I believe in you, Justin. Miriam notices too.
And I've always believed in you, Justin, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever.
Oh, thank you, Miriam.
You're welcome.
You're probably my second choice as the romanceable character in this. At least I'm pretty sure you're romanceable. I don't know. You turn to notice Miriam is at your station, cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking?
Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you.
Can't argue with that logic. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles.
No. It's the secret ingredient. Oh, God, no.
However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes.
It is I, Steve, the sport.
Spork Monster's back! Steve,
Oh my
what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you?
We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had a day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, but I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition? I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out?
I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station.
I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh?
Ha, yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water?
I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little sport pup, back in the old country.
You can feel
I
Spork
thought
Monster
he was
winding up to tell you a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there.
Wasn't
Yeah.
the other spork monster a dog?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was a golden retriever. Actually, you know what? Maybe you could watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. Sorry, Steve.
Aww.
I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I'd fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up,
He tosses a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint.
Aww.
never mind, I'll tell you. Good luck.
Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win.
You get that power.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
No,
No!
we're gonna get that power.
Fine.
Give up.
I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. No one can escape. Emerald Splash.
It sounds like you're gonna go Super Saiyan.
Your hair turns mac and cheese orange. Yep, you guessed it. As culinary energy flows through your body. Kamehameha! cheese! My heart is pure, my hands are steady. Knees weak, arms ready. Mom, spaghetti. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for. Yes, hold on. Oh yeah, I am. Who's student? I forgot who's
You are.
student. Am I?
Yes!
Hold on. Yes, Justin. You are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, knees weak, arms ready. Mom, spaghetti. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that within this power, you can do anything. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked.
Oh
And
no!
in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Justin. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. And going Super Saiyan. He steps back into your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need to it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I
I
follow
thought
my
there
heart.
weren't any rules.
There's also that. What a guy! Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, something unexpected sometimes unexpected And besides, also please ignore that previous flubbing of multiple words in a row. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect union? Perfect food union.
Time's up, students!
Oh no.
With time expired, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for.
You must now prepare to present your dishes.
A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete.
The Clank isn't there.
It seems we're missing some students. Pop, Clank.
Uh-oh.
From off screen, you hear pure and innocent giggle. That can only come from one student. I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there.
Miriam, would you mind?
LSD trip. No.
Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants.
Oh god.
Pop, get down from there right now!
You're gonna trigger my squirrel mode. Let me guess, did Von Von have something to do with this?
Oh. When someone asks for a veggie, who am I to refuse?
I thought a wedgie was a salad!
It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything.
I can't feel my legs. May I be excused?
A little roast.
Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it is not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but is not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to?
Gonville.
You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none.
Somehow he must have gotten unplugged. I guess we'll have to figure That's out later.
Miss
Oof.
Ford.
Oh my goodness. There's not that many students. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final project.
Well, there's
Wait.
5.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yes, it has been a long semester.
And you are a short corgi. Wow. 3 whole long days. 3 whole days long.
But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish.
I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. Wow, that's tiny.
My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny narumaki I spy afloat in this titsy bitsy bowl?
Yes, chef.
Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name.
Oof. Yes, sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself.
Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl.
Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself.
And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took that much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup.
A plus. Rarely do I taste a dish that has so much love poured into it as yours. And so tiny, too.
Yeah, less than a thimble's worth of soup.
Darn.
Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug
Oh.
and a sweet and tender embrace.
Thank you, Justin, for helping me to believe in myself.
Von, you're up. Now, describe your dish.
I made uni over smooth egg custard and axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different colored type of urchin?
Yes, Sprinkles.
A bit much, don't you think?
That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah, I think he took a bit much steroids.
Honestly, I think it might be poisonous again and he's gonna kill someone else.
Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around.
Woof, woof.
Please be gentle with my cuisine.
Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded.
Ouch! My tongue!
The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting.
I can't eat this. I keep poking my tongue. This was the third.
A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected Von goes not too gentle into the night. Or does not go gentle into the night.
Disqualified for grammar?
Uh-oh, I think Von's about to go Super Saiyan.
Oh no. Don't discount my sympathy.
This isn't the last you've heard of me.
Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk.
I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. it's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it is. Oh my goodness, I switched it. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask you, please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It is very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Oh my goodness.
Why would you even make it then, Ashley, for a cooking competition of which you knew that everything was gonna get tasted? Don't eat the food at a cooking school?
Got toast in your ears or something, Justin? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam.
Oh my god.
If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating, School for the Hungry.
Yes, that's my school.
Oh my goodness.
We all know this.
I suppose you could smell it if you're absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified.
Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up.
You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you.
And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best. But this time without being shackled or having to be fake nice and liked by everyone.
This isn't the last you've heard of me, either.
By the way she's holding that knife in her face, it looks like she's about to chop our heads off.
Doggy soup. You want that?
If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself.
You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together.
2 chefs?
What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drumroll plays.
Just when I've thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing. And completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced.
Yay!
Yes.
Kind of like all cereals. Perfectly balanced. Oh, wait, that's
That's
just
right.
how Thanos wanted it. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Did he snap half the herbs and spices away?
It is so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class.
Now, come on.
No. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass.
Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Von and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnificent fragrance. Magnetic fragrance. I can't read. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef.
They're crying.
Aha! See, with my Super Saiyan cheese hair.
Our face here looks like a heart.
Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on.
I need to go
The
there.
cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as a site for the graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy.
Aw. DJ Dog is in the house.
Oh no.
You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Actually, how old is Sprinkles?
49
He's
in dog.
49
40.
in dog years.
Hmm.
7 is 1, so 7 years old. He's 7.
Wow.
Ooh.
Now, Ashley's looking kind of cute in that outfit. Bon Bon and Ashley tell everyone they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them.
Oh no.
Not another haunting.
No ghosts allowed at graduation. It is clearly written in the school's
Oh.
bylaw.
Poor thing.
Wow. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me.
Oh, amusing.
And now that everyone is together, it's a Spork Monster. He has totally mellowed out.
Oh, no.
Everyone, the Spark Monster is no more. From here on out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster.
Student tries to finish what he had. Hop, hop, hop. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking. And you know, she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like in a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop! He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown?
Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to compete in the final exam and accept your diploma. So we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean.
Oh.
What?
Oh, now I get it.
And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellors of such and such. Oh my goodness!
The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing.
Oh no.
It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance.
Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth.
Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing.
I am Clank. I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension.
What? What?
I actually feel like I knew this the whole time.
Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me?
I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to just figuring out who you are, Clank.
You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear that she managed to surpass you in that regard, somehow.
Mhm.
I understand, kind of. Humans are weird.
A portal opens up, and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives, and cherry blossoms fill the screen.
Oh my goodness, he's in casual clothes!
He's so cute!
Howdy, classmates. Wink. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give him a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken.
Gosh.
The end? Question mark.
Wait, what?
What?
It can't be
Well,
it.
looks like that's all we've got time for today.
Wait,
Thank
we
you
got-
all for tuning in to the series. I'm guessing this is the finale. Oh, nope. Never mind. It's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Colonel Sanders. Yes, Justin. I couldn't help but wonder. Was our final exam team up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs, or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly, I say as I sweat profusely. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of my own. May I have this doosey-doo?
Do-si-do.
Do-si-do. I can't remember names to things and how they're actually pronounced. Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy to jump off the tips of his fingers. His hand, the hand of a master chef, so dedicated to the craft of fine cookery. So tender, yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers like finely battered drumsticks, turned in flour, soaked in buttermilk, and dusted with exotic spices.
Those fingers can be good for other
But
things.
they do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight they reach for you.
Oh.
And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that this is just the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not only join me on the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner, both in business and in life? You gasp. Could it be? Is he really saying? Me? And you? Together? Ever since I met you, my dream has changed. It's not enough for me to simply open the world's greatest chain of fried chicken restaurants. No, even then my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say, partner? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. For real end? Question mark? Wow. That was a life-changing 3 days. Overwhelmed by everything that just happened between you and Colonel Sanders, you step outside to get some air. The quad is dark and quiet, too quiet. You start to smell something salty, potatoey, gravy. Just then, Spork Monster appears.
No, he's Party Monster. Hi,
I
Justin.
think this is the other one.
You had some pretty sweet dance moves back there.
Why, thank you. You weren't too shabby yourself. That moonwalk you did was pretty cool.
Oh, you noticed? I'm so embarrassed.
My big
mind.
question is, how did he moonwalk with sporks for legs?
Anyway, I had something to ask you. You see, as a potato I create, I had no place to go home other than people's nightmares.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oh, I was wondering if I might be able to go home with permanently. I'll run out and get some paper in the morning and everything. What do you say?
Yes. I say yes,
Yeah.
personally.
Adapt him.
Yeah, adopted.
My hero!
Oh my goodness.
Never be in your head.
The end. Seriously though. It is really this time. It really is this time.
There we go. Woo!
Oh my goodness.
And looks like we're gonna get the intro played all over again.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Colonel Sanders.
Thank you guys for tuning into this series. It's been a lot of fun. Seriously, it has been a lot of fun. Uh, I'm looking forward to trying to figure out what the next series is gonna be to take over this one spot. Boy, will that be a tough time. Because, boy, will it be a while till I find something that can top this.
Yes.
But thank you guys so much for... I don't know why I still have an echo. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to everything. And see you guys in the next video.